All right, all day fam. We are back again for another segment, another night, another day in paradise, another day with all day. Starting off with Jack Gibbons' salary, contract details, cap hit with the Arizona Cardinals. So, while the majority of the contracts signed by the Arizona Cardinals in the last week have been for 1 year, that wasn't the case for linebacker Jack Gibbons. He joined defensive lineman Roy Lopez, wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, running back Tyler Algier, and tackle and guard Elijah Wilkinson as players with 2 year deals. So guard Isaac Samalo signed a 3 year contract. Jack Gibbons. So Jack Gibbons contract detail. It is worth 700. I mean 7.5 million, and it includes 4 million guaranteed. So with a 2 million signing bonus and his 2026 base salary of 2 million, the 2027 base salary is 2.55 million. Each year has 25,000 per game active roster bonuses for a max total of 425,000 and 25,000 off-season workout bonuses. So the salary cap charge this year is 3.725 million and 4.25 million in 2027. The 27-year-old Gibbons, he would be 28 on November the 24th, began his career as an undrafted free agent with the Tennessee Titans in 2022. After the 2024 season, he was not tendered as an exclusive rights free agent and signed a 1 year deal with the New England Patriots. The Patriots did not tender him as a restricted free agent on March 11th. Last season, he played 17 games with 8 starts and participated in 491 defensive snaps, which was 48%, and 281, 64% on special teams. So there are differences in his defensive numbers posted on Pro Football Reference and what is on the. For some reason, I've been experiencing a lot of issues with going live on YouTube lately. So I don't know what's going on, but I've been freaking been disconnected. Like I don't know what's going on. It will just disconnect sometimes. Oh, but we're gonna keep doing this. It's no big deal. I know it's a little bit frustrating and inconvenient for the viewers, but when I it's crazy. Okay, man. I don't know. But I'm back on it and hopefully it will not hopefully it will stop disconnecting. But like I said, where was I at? I was saying he has 71 well, according to the New England site, he has 71 tackles. The Patriots didn't list his tackles for loss, and they credited him with 10 special team tackles. The differences occurred throughout the league from what is credited in the game book by the statistical crew and what teams assigned after tape review. So that's so for you Cardinal fans out there, that's Jack Gibbons' salary, his contract cap hit with the Arizona Cardinals, according to Cards Wire, Cardinals newsletter. So he signs a 2 year contract to join the Cardinals. So let me give you some depth. Let's see. Thought I was gonna. All right, we move on with that. I thought I was gonna be able to play a video, but I have a little bit of technical difficulties. That's all. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why the internet wanted to trip out right now. I'm trying to figure this out. Like why they tripping out? And you never had experiences with. I never experienced this issue. I'm gonna have to figure that out though. But I'm still see that the stream is still going. The live is still on. So we'll just keep it pushing. We'll keep it pushing. Yeah. All right. So former Kansas City, for your Chief fans out there, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown appeared on Speakeasy with LaShawn McCoy and Emmanuel Acho, where he opened up about the Chiefs' future and impact of the coaching staff. In this league, the margin of error is so small. I felt like the group of guys and the staff we had with Coach Andy Reid, I wouldn't be able to handle that adversity anywhere else than where I just handled it at, said Brown. The way he kept us in it, the way we still never gave up, it wasn't a season we wanted to have, but it was a season we all learned from. Every player, from the coaches to the staff, we didn't look at it as a loss. We looked at it as a learning lesson. You can tell hold on, react. So you can tell that's a winning culture. When you go through a season like that, you can turn on each other. You can do this, do that. For us, it's like, oh, we learned from this. Attack the offseason harder. Whoever is going to be in that building over there, those guys are going to get ready for that for the next year. So that Hollywood Brown, he was on Speakeasy. He was talking about this. I actually saw this on Tuesday. Brown signed a 1-year deal worth up to $6.5 million to be the Philadelphia Eagles' newest wide receiver. Brown missed most of his first season in Kansas City due to a shoulder injury in the first preseason game. He was forced to have surgery. He finished the season with 9 catches for 91 yards. I'm so pissed off. Like, why is like my internet running slow right now? Well, last season, Brown finished with 49 catches for 587 yards and 5 touchdowns. Okay. Kansas City's impressive 10-year playoff streak, which included 7 straight AFC Championship appearances, ended with the conclusion of the 2025 season, marking their first postseason absence since 2014 after finishing 6-11. Let me see if I can play this video or this stupid thing on trip. Give me a second. Yep.
Got good relationships there. Just really agent really handled it like till it got down to what it got down to. Because I this like my second time in free agency, so like I kind of don't want the small talk. I let him deal with it. And when it got down to who really want me, who he think really, who's really showing their interest, then I want to talk and get involved. But other than that, I really, leave it up to God, man. I just leave it up to God, and that's where He led me. I'm happy to be here.
Bro, you've done a lot in this league, though. So what was the ultimate goal in where you signed for a team? You want to win a chip? You want 1,000 yards? You want to hit your bonuses? You want a quarterback that's going to sling it? Like, what was the ultimate goal with the team you were signing with?
For me, I still feel like I got a lot left to prove. I mean, my injuries like in my past, like really derailed me from really showcasing what all I could be. And just having, people that believe in me and me going somewhere that can win. Like I ain't trying to go nowhere. I want to go somewhere that can win, that I can come in and help. I could come in and showcase what I could do on the winning team and be a part of something special.
You should have said you want D, all the above. Because he's going to get his yards, he'll get his bonuses, he's going to win games, and he's going to get a chip and get a good quarterback. When are you reporting to the city, to Philly?
I'll be out there in the morning.
Oh, all right. Wait, how long you day?
About 2 days. I'll probably be there 2 days.
I might make some calls for you, though. I might make some calls for you, for sure.
Get me right.
I want to ask you a question, though. With all the chaos, right? Because we hear everything in the media. AJ Brown this, AJ Brown that. Did you ask about that? Like, hey, man, is AJ going to be there? Because if he's not, obviously you'll get the ball more, right? Your numbers going to get called more. Did that evolve at all in this conversation or not really?
I mean, yeah, we talked about it. Of course, I wonder. You want to be surrounded by great players, and he's a great player, and his last name Brown. So I want him there. But at the end of the day, me understanding that it is a business. I mean, he got to do it. He got to do it whatever he feel that's best for him. And but for me, I'm coming in and I'm trying to make plays. And I'm trying to whoever in the building, we're gonna get it right. And that's all I'm trying to do.
But you got a good team around you though, so know that. I'm gonna ask you this though, because Andy Reid, that's my favorite coach of all time. That's my guy. We still talk. And
obviously,
and when you came over there, I was excited, right? I'm thinking when my second to last year, I played with the Tyreek Hills and all the explosive offense. And when you came over, I said, "Damn, they about to get this thing jumping." What happened though? Because I ain't see a lot of that with the Chiefs. Normal offense, fast guys throwing the ball. Pat, Kelsey. What happened over there?
Man, it's so crazy because, me personally, when I got there, I was probably having the best camp in my whole career.
I heard that though. I heard you was killing it, camp.
I was killing it, and then I had the unfortunate random injury, that kept me out for the year. And I feel like, in this league, the margin of error is so small.
Yeah,
it's so small, and I feel like the group of guys and the staff we had with Coach Reid, I wouldn't probably be able to handle that adversity anywhere else than where I just handled it at.
Yeah.
He kept us, in it the way we still never gave up. It wasn't a season we wanted to have, but it was a season that we all learned from.
Yeah.
Every player, from the coaches to the staff, that we didn't look at it as a loss. We look at it as a learning lesson. And that's what you could tell, that's a winning culture, because when you go through a season like, you could turn on each other, you can do this, do that. But for us, it was like, okay, we learned from this, attack the offseason harder. Whoever going to be in that building, them guys going to get ready to go for the next year. And for me, even Coach Reid having ties to Philly, he spoke highly of me. So, I always got love for him and appreciate him.
I got one more question real quick.
Go ahead, Tufa.
Now, when I left Buffalo, I came to the Chiefs, right? I played with Josh Allen, and then I played with Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Yo, who's better? What's up with them? And I'm like, yo, y'all not gonna like the answer, but they super close. Super close. That's the only difference is turn that winning thing on like no other.
Yeah.
Now you played with Lamar.
Oh, that's facts.
And then you played with Pat.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Who better?
Look, people always think I just be trying to duck the answer when I say this. Okay. I'm truly a guy that I appreciate greatness for what they is.
Me too.
I'm not a comparison type of guy. And I'm a Lamar advocate through and through.
Right.
He get too much disrespect. He one of the best pure football I ever seen in my life.
That's facts. That's facts.
And Lamar and Pat just Pat. Like one thing about Pat, what you can't argue is what he done accomplished.
Yeah.
And you don't accomplish what he done accomplished if you ain't great, if you ain't really that.
I said that same thing about Lamar. Y'all remember that?
Those two guys, man, I'm just blessed to be able to, tell my kids, the traits that these two guys have, differences, similarities. But at the end of the day, I feel like just Lamar Jackson gonna go down as when it's all said and done, when you're done, they give you even more praise.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk about him as one of the best football players to play the game ever.
Hey, I need you to answer this question, and I'm gonna wait for it to stop freezing because this is what everybody want to know. It's what everybody want to know.
Well, let me get my. I need to know.
Go ahead, get a drink, bro. Get a drink, bro.
on?
Hey, people be talking bad about your new quarterback, and some of those people in the speakeasy, bro. Some people
can't
say,
see him.
hey, Jalen Hurts can't throw here. Jalen Hurts can't throw there. What is your take on Jalen Hurts? Because you stood on the sideline of a Super Bowl and watched him win Super Bowl MVP.
That's true.
You now choosing to put your livelihood in the hands of Jalen Hurts. What is your impression of Jalen Hurts as a quarterback?
I've always been a fan of Jalen Hurts from even his story back at Alabama. I mean, I took the long road to where I got, so I always root for guys that went on that journey. And when he came to Oklahoma was when I was coming into the league and I was considering staying in school to play with him. When he got into the league and just seeing the adversity he'd been through and being across that sideline Super Bowl and seeing how calm, collected, dialed in he was and the throws he was making, you at home and you get on the TV and you see people saying what he can't do. And it's like, I mean, everybody get on TV. Everybody got their opinion. That's why we love it. You know, that's why we love this sport, because anybody can chime in. You know, you can't be mad at somebody, you know, speaking their opinion. But I personally feel like he's one of the top vertical passers in the league. Like, as far as his deep ball is great.
You talking about Jalen Hurts still or Patrick Mahomes?
You talking about Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
I don't hate that take. He hit deep balls, though.
Okay. I just had to clarify.
He hit deep balls.
Yo, this is what I deal with all day, though.
Can I not clarify?
He's one of the best vertical throwers in the league, and that's to a receiver. Like, you know he putting it on the money. And
I mean, I'll say Justin Herbert
when it matter money downs, he can make it happen. However he got to do it, don't matter how it look. He gonna make it happen.
If the man played with Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, he knows something about quarterbacks, don't he?
You're right.
No.
All right, thank you.
You're right. Hey, before we let you go, we need some predictions, G. We need some predictions. Hold on, I'm waiting for the connection to get back stable.
Yeah, he got way
This is the weirdest. I've never seen it not be blurry.
The chat saying you got to change them batteries in the smoke detector too. It keep going off in the background, man. No matter how much. Cowboy fan, we can't do
That's what we do. Hey, tell him. Come on, bro.
I'm ready for it.
Look, I'm gonna DM you, yo. Anything in the city, you good. Go anywhere you want to go. I'll make that call for you. You good?
That's my
word. Hit me for it.
Can't wait to get out of there and get back to Dallas. That's really what it is, man. Right there. You see him right now.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood Brown, please, Brown, clap it up.
Yeah, see, I'm not the only one who
Hey, stay healthy, be safe, go ball this season, bro.
I appreciate y'all.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
Hey, man, y'all nasty, bro. Y'all was getting excited that he's gonna be there in 2 days. Philadelphia in March. Are we serious? He could be in Miami right now. He could be in the Caribbean right now. You want to be in Philadelphia right now?
He can't wait to hate this. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something though. Because I don't know if you know this. And counseling, sometimes LaShawn, you can't see yourself sometimes. Karen, you can't see yourself. You hating, like obviously hating.
Oh no, definitely.
It's crazy.
That's what I was here for.
Oh, so you be hating sometimes?
I know I be hating.
Oh, okay, I know that.
I'm here to hate sometimes.
Shady, this is a guy that changes football jerseys on a weekly basis. Of course he's a hater. What?
What's wrong with that?
Come on.
Oh, like 30 jerseys?
That's true.
30 jerseys.
I have a lot of jerseys.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
what's up with the super chats, G? We got to have some super chat.
We do have a couple super chats.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is crazy.
All that money, you know that?
That Wi-Fi.
He said he wasn't at home. He said, bro,
that was Yellow Beezy he was with.
but we don't know who else it was.
It was probably
But
Yellow
whoever
Beezy.
else it was need to pay that Wi-Fi
I don't know.
and change them
Hey,
batteries.
if you was watching it, change the battery, brother. Come on now. we gotta beat these stereotypes.
because the volume some of mine, so just click off of that. But anyway, yeah. So I thought that was cool. Hollywood Brown, so he's a cool guy, honest person. He's a solid wide receiver. It's going to be interesting with him. They were just talking about him on the arena too. They were just asking what they think about Hollywood Brown going to the Eagles, and they had their different takes. And his take was kind of like mine. I think Hollywood Brown. I think the Eagles signing Hollywood Brown means that AJ Brown is on his way almost out. To be honest with you, I don't want to see AJ Brown go anywhere outside of a really, really great quarterback that I know that's going to really get him that ball. And I don't want to see AJ Brown with the Patriots because I don't think Drake May is going to really be able to really feed him like that. I would like to see AJ Brown with the Chargers, obviously, and or nobody's really talking about this. I wouldn't mind seeing AJ Brown with the Chiefs. Now, I would much prefer him going to the Chargers because the Chargers is my team. But you all know how I feel about Josh Allen. He's a good quarterback. Josh Allen is great. He's awesome. But I keep telling you guys this all the time. And I keep getting proven right. I mean, he's a quarterback. He's a fullback that can throw. That's Josh Allen for you. And AJ Brown with Lamar Jackson wouldn't be bad. But the Ravens just put a bad taste in my mouth. That organization just gives me a sour taste now. And see how you just shouldn't do shady business, even if it wasn't intentional by the Ravens. But do you see how can I put it? Do you see how strict you got to be when you do business, or how honest you need to portray yourself when you're doing business? Because when people start seeing you as a shady individual or as a shady business, shady franchise, that's going to stick with you, man. When people start seeing that you can't be reliable, you can't hold your word, you doing dirty business, doing dirty work, nasty work, you freaking like what they did to Max Crosby, that's not going to die off. Some people are thinking that the Ravens is going that's going to die off on the Ravens. No, it's not. People are not going to forget that. And sometimes some people are not going to forget that. Sometimes when you do something like that, that's going to put a bad taste in people's mouth forever. Some people will never forget certain things like that, and you will forever be scarred with that. So that's why it's just so important for you to just always just do the right thing and to never really cross people over. Like you're dealing with humans. Without humans, there is no business. That's what makes a business is people. People gets caught up in all the aesthetics, the licenses, the registrations, and all this stuff, even the products. None of that stuff matters. Even the marketing, none of that stuff matters without people. And so if you don't understand people, if you don't understand human nature, then what are you doing in business if you don't understand that? And so that's the thing, man. And like that's what I'm always like questioning. That's what I'm always like studying and trying to figure out and learn more. It's about human nature, human dynamics, because that stuff matters. It not only does it matter, it's the most significant thing. You understand yourself as much as you possibly can. You start with self. I'm actually writing a book called Start with Self. You start with self, and there's a reason why you start with self. You start with self. You spend as much time as you possibly can to learn yourself inside and out. That way you can understand people inside and out. But if you can't understand people to the best of your capability, if you haven't started with yourself, so that's the most important thing. So I'm getting a little bit too philosophical here, but yeah, I don't want to see AJ Brown with the Ravens, even though would like to see AJ Brown with a quarterback like Lamar Jackson. So quarterbacks that I would like to see Josh Allen, that I would like to see AJ Brown with Hollywood Brown signing with the Eagles, because that probably means that AJ Brown is probably on his way out. Sorry, Philadelphia fans. Sorry about that, but that might be the case. And quarterbacks I would like to really, really see him with is, in this order, of course, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Now, with that being said, I do got to be honest here, though. If AJ Brown goes to the Patriots or goes to the Bills, we can put those in there. So if he plays with Drake May, if he plays with freaking Drake May, Josh Allen, You can put them in there. If he does end up playing with one of them, either one of those four, Greg May, Josh Allen, either one of those 5 quarterbacks will be better than the quarterback that he has had, that he's ever had. I can't remember who he had in Tennessee. Who was he? Who was his quarterback in Tennessee? Was it that? It was that white. Was it that white dude who got drafted? I think no, because I forgot about that quarterback. I can't remember that quarterback's name. Man, I forgot about that quarterback. It was that quarterback that was drafted by Tennessee Titans, white dude, and he was like, he actually kind of went viral for being so cockeyed when they Will Levis. But I think AJ Brown was already with the Eagles when Will Levis got drafted. Who was AJ Brown's quarterback in Tennessee? But that's the point. It doesn't matter. The quarterback wasn't all that good. So that's the thing. AJ Brown hasn't really had like a really top-notch quarterback. And we see the type of quarterback that AJ Brown is. When AJ Brown, when he's hot, he's a top 5 wide receiver, arguably top 1. I can't put him over Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I can't put him over there. Now you got JSN. But I would put AJ Brown over Puka. I would rather have AJ Brown than Puka. But I don't think I would rather have AJ Brown than Chase, Jetta, or JSN. I don't think so. But with that being said, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking in real time right now, AJ Brown with either of those quarterbacks would be freaking fire. If he goes to Josh Allen's the best quarterback that he's ever had. You go to Drake May is the best quarterback that he's ever had. And he doggone sure you go to Justin Herbert, Lamar, and Patrick. Yo, I don't see why. I know why the Chargers kind of backed out of it a little bit. You know, you got Joe Ortiz. He wants to really use his money economically. He wants to really see if it's a right decision to get AJ Brown. Joe Ortiz, this is his second year. Well, third off season now. Joe Ortiz is really trying to be strategic here. I understand what Joe Ortiz is doing. I know a lot of Charger fan base is pissed off right now with Joe Ortiz, and they're like, you're sitting on $60 million. You're not doing anything. What is the Chargers doing? I get it. Yeah, I get it. I understand. I kind of get those flare-ups a little bit too. I'm with you, Chargers fan base. But we got to, like I said before, we got to look at this in an economical standpoint, okay, from Joe Ortiz. Joe Ortiz isn't being cheap. He's being frugal. He's being strategic here. And I don't think he's opposed to getting A.J. Brown. I don't think Joe Ortiz was supposed to get an A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill. I don't think Joe Ortiz is opposed to getting A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, and Max Crosby. I don't think he's opposed to doing that. But he knows that he has a cap. He knows that that the Chargers are not going anywhere, and he knows he has to worry about the future as well. So, and he knows that he's going to have to keep premium players, especially his quarterback, in-house. He knows he wants to keep Justin Herbert. He wants to keep Louis Tuipulotu. He wants to keep Darren James. He wants to keep those guys. You know, those are like the pillars of the Chargers. So with that being said, you know, you just gotta take all that into consideration. So it's just like, do I really want to spend what AJ Brown is going to be like, what, 40 million or something like that? I don't know, 30 million. I don't know what the price is, but it's not cheap. We all know that much. So it's like, do I really want to do that? So yeah, I mean, hey, we still can get AJ Brown, but we're definitely not. I don't think we're hot. Like, we're one of the hot teams that we did show some interest, but I think we backed out of it. But I don't think we're completely out of it. I think the Chiefs should be in that conference. I think the Chiefs should look into getting AJ Brown. I know the Chiefs are rebuilding, but yeah, but you can rebuild and still go into free agency. You can rebuild and still try to, well, not from AJ Brown's not a free agency, but you can rebuild and try to trade. Why not? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is trading excluded from rebuilding as a franchise? I never heard of it. I never heard of that. I've been watching football since I've been 14 years old. So I think trading is part of rebuilding. So if I was the Chiefs GM, I would be looking at AJ Brown. I would. I certainly would. I'd be looking at AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill for Patrick Mahomes. That's why I want to be a GM so bad, because it just looks so, man, it's like, it's not even chess, it's Monopoly. It's freaking like own your squares, strategize, you know? So yeah, being a GM looks a lot of fun. I know it's a lot of work. I know there's no days off. I have no days off. I'm on here every day. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And then after that, when I'm on this channel, I played a little GM hat, you know? So yeah, but we'll see, man. We're gonna find out, see what's up with AJ Brown. And you all already know, if anything happens, you already know you're gonna hear from me. Hopefully hear from me first. But let's see what we got. Jaylen Waddle. We talked about Jaylen Waddle a little bit before already. Let's see here. My computer it's holding up right now. It's holding up. So it's doing a little bit better than what it was earlier. So hopefully it can hold up until the end of this show. Is Jaylen Waddle, but we did briefly talk about this a little bit. And so I thought this was an interesting article off the Broncos Wire. It's a newsletter for the Denver Broncos. For all you Broncos fans out there, I'll show you the newsletter. Hold on. So if you want to subscribe to it, you know, and this news on the Broncos, this channel will be covering all 32 teams every single day. So you will get all the news from me, you know, if you don't want to read or whatever. And then, you know, I will open up a newsletter as well. I already have a newsletter, but I don't post on it every day like I'm on here every day. So I'm in the process of building systems and being consistent with that. But the Denver Broncos have a new number one wide receiver, or do they? The answer depends on how you view a wide receiver number one. We talked about this and on who you ask. Well, so according to me, I said that Jaylen Waddle, I think Jaylen Waddle is a wide receiver number one. And Jaylen Waddle, I will say that Jaylen Waddle, outside of Black McConkey, probably unless Black McConkey and Trey Harris steps it up, Jaylen Waddle is the best wide receiver right now in the AFC West. And he's definitely the best wide receiver on the Denver Broncos. Some of you might be like, oh, Brock Bowers. So Brock Bowers is not a wide receiver. He's a receiving tight end, but he's not a wide receiver. Okay, so yeah. So Jaylen Waddle definitely does make the Broncos more scarier. He makes them more dangerous. Very. They got a track team over there. You got Troy Franklin, and then you got Jaylen Waddle. Elite, speedy wide receivers. And then you got Sean Payton, one of the brilliant, greatest offensive-minded head coaches who have ever lived outside of Andy Reid. So you got that. Okay. And then you got those two running backs. You got RJ Harvey and you got J.K. Dobbins. So you got a solid team. And so Jaylen Waddle definitely does make the Broncos more dangerous, and he definitely obviously makes them even more of a contender when they already were without him, because they were a contender last year. Okay, and so if you consider a wide receiver one to be a team's X receiver, that's still Courtland Sutton in Denver. If you consider a wide receiver one to be a team's best receiver, that's a matter of opinion. So Sutton, he's definitely going to play his role as an X. And here's the thing, like, I've never really been that big on Jaylen Waddle. I thought he was okay. I always thought he was just a true number two, right beside Tyreek Hill. But I think he can be a number one, though. I do think Jaylen Waddle can be a number one depending on what team he's on. And he's a number one. And here's the thing. He's on the Broncos, and he's a number one on the Denver Broncos. If Jaylen Waddle were to go to the Chargers, do I think that he would have been a number one wide receiver? Again, if Vlad McConkey has anything to say about that, if Trey Harris has anything to say about that, I think Trey Harris has a lot of upside. But we already know how high Vlad's ceiling can be. So, and KLS is sitting in the back, looking, eyeing, spying, creeping up, seeing. KLS, I think KLS has a lot of potential. Keandre Landry-Smith. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out sooner or later. This season is quickly approaching us. The draft is right around the corner, my friends. So after officially joining the Broncos on Wednesday after being traded from the Miami Dolphins, new wide receiver Jaylen Waddle was asked during a conference call with reporters if he is the number one wide receiver in Denver. Of course, he's going to say this. Yes. Waddle immediately shrugged off that notion. I don't think there are number one. Everyone is here to make plays and try to win, Waddle said. That's ultimately the goal for that team and for the team and for the organization. I'm surprised. Okay. So Waddle joined the wide receiver room that already, let's see here. Hold on, my bad, y'all. That already featured Sutton, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims. I always forget about Marvin Mims. Troy Franklin, we mentioned him, Lil Jordan, Humphrey, and Michael Brandy. He took a team first approach during his conference call, sidestepping questions about a wide receiver depth chart hierarchy. I think it's going to be a fun group, Waddle said. They have a lot of talent with Court, Marv, Troy, Pat, Lil Jordan. I'm here to help in every fashion, making plays and learning. I'm excited to learn from them and for them to learn from me. It should be fun. It should be great. That's what Waddle said. Regardless of who fans and pundits consider the wide receiver one, it's clear that Sutton and Waddle will be the team's top two wide receivers, obviously, and likely quarterback Bo Nix's two favorite weapons. And their favorite targets in 2026. Waddle has averaged 1,098 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns per season in his career, and that level of production will be welcomed in Denver. Here's the thing about Waddle, my friends. Denver, specifically the Denver Broncos fan base. I will give you my honest take on Waddle. Not sometimes. Lately, he hasn't really showed up. And he only had really like one really great season. And that was when he had like 1,300 yards. That was when Tyreek Hill went 1,700 yards. Tyreek Hill was up for MVP. It was only, like 2 years ago. Jaylen Waddle hasn't really done anything since. And it's obvious he got those 1,300 yards because of the damage that Tyreek Hill was doing and because of the damage play calling that Mike McDaniel was calling. But Waddle still put up 1,300 yards. What to do? But he hasn't done anything since. So, and Bo Nix probably isn't all that better of a thrower than Tua, but he is in a very similar offense that he was in Miami. However, there is no Tyreek Hill in Denver. So it's all going to be on Waddle. And we're going to find out what Waddle is really truly made of. But again, it definitely does help the Broncos. It definitely does help. So it's going to be a very interesting situation with them. I think some people are kind of blowing it out of proportion. Like this is an instant Super Bowl winning team. They're acting like they got AJ Brown or something. I'm not going to say that Jaylen Waddle is that missing piece for them to win the Super Bowl. I think they already got it in place. They're just going to have to just go out there and do it. And that's if the Chargers has anything to say about that. Justin Herbert plays very well against the Broncos. So that's that. Justin Herbert may get his first playoff win against the Broncos. I already told y'all before on this channel. I went back. You can go back on some like one of my previous videos. I don't know if you remember what video it was, but I was like, hey, who's to say when the year that Justin Herbert gets his first playoff win is the year that Justin Herbert makes a run all the way to the Super Bowl, wins it. That's this year because I have already predicted the Chargers to meet the Rams in the 2027 or 2026 Super Bowl. It'll be season 26, but 2027 year Super Bowl. I always get those years mixed up. But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. And it's beautiful. SoFi Stadium, Rams, Chargers, Los Angeles Super Bowl, Los Angeles Super Bowl pound. And then the next year will be the Olympics. Will be here in 2 years. It'll be beautiful. And then Justin Herbert can get his first playoff win, get his first ring. It's all written. It's done. It's said and done. I'm telling y'all, it's going to happen. Mark my words. Take a picture of this video. Record this video. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I need to record this and put this. Well, it's already being recorded. I need to put this clip on IG so everybody can know that I said it. That I'm doing it. I'm giving my bold takes. It's going to be the Chargers, the Rams, and the Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen. All right. So that's that. Okay, we got one more thing to go over before I get up out of here. All right. Predicting Bears 2026 starting offense after first wave of free agency. Okay. So the Chicago Bears have seen significant roster changes during the 2026 offseason, including key departures and new additions. Quarterback Caleb Williams is coming off a breakout 2025 season where he set a new franchise record for single season passing yards. We already all predicted him to do that. Following the trade of DJ Moore, Roman Dunze is set to become the team's undisputed number one wide receiver. The Bears offense has a starting position battle at left tackle between Braxton Jones, Jedrick Wills Jr., and Theo Benedict. The Chicago Bears are in the middle of an important 2026 season where there's already been plenty of change on the roster. Don't do that to me. Through the first wave of free agency. That includes the losses of wide receiver DJ Moore, linebacker DJ Moore, safeties Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker, cornerback Deshaun Wright, linebacker Tremont Edmonds, and center Drew Dalman. But there's also been some new additions to the roster, including safety Kobe Bryant, linebacker Devin Bush, and center Garrett Bradbury. Defensive tackle Neville Gallimore and wide receiver Khalif Raymond. Following the first wave of free agency, we're doing our best to predict what the Bears offseason offense could look like heading into the 2026 season. When looking at these projections on offense, the Bears have just one starting spot up for grabs at left tackle, which should come down to a battle between Braxton Jones, newcomer Jedrick Wills Jr., and Theo Benedict. Okay. So the quarterback Caleb Williams. The Bears appear to have found their franchise quarterback, obviously, who had a breakout year in his sophomore season and first year with head coach Ben Johnson. Williams established himself as one of the NFL's most clutch quarterbacks, leading an NFL record 7 fourth quarter comebacks in 2025. I didn't know he did that. Wow, he had an NFL record 7 fourth quarter comebacks in 2025. So all of y'all was knocking my boy Caleb. He also set the franchise single season passing record. 30,942 passing yards and fell just shy of becoming the Bears' first 4,000 yards passer, which that's going to happen this year. I promise you that. Williams still needs to improve, obviously, in the short passing game, but there's no denying he has the potential to be one of the NFL's best. So, of course, I already knew that. And then we got DeAndre Smith. There were plenty of doubts surrounding DeAndre Smith heading into the 2025 season, but he proved doubt as wrong as part of the 1-2 punch with rookie Kyle Managai on the league's third best rushing attack. Reunited with Ben Johnson, Swift had a career year where he totaled 1,087 yards and 220 carries with 9 touchdowns. He also proved to be a weapon in the passing game with 34 receptions for 299 yards and his score. Swift is heading into the final year of his contract, where the expectation is he'll once again serve as a starter with Managai accompanying him. And then you got Roman Dunze. With DJ Moore being traded to the Bills, Dunze is now the unquestioned number one wide receiver on the Bears, and he was off to a hot start last season with 20 receptions for 296 yards and 5 touchdowns, but he fell off while dealing with a foot injury. Dunze finished with 44 receptions, 661 yards, and 6 touchdowns after missing the final 5 regular season games with that stress fracture and made his return during the postseason. But Dunze admitted that his 2025 season was absolutely an underachievement. Yeah. He's getting better. I think he's getting better every single year, though. That's all that matters. Okay, so the Bears didn't go into. So you got Luther Burden III. The Bears didn't go into the 2025 NFL draft looking to draft a wide receiver, but when Luther Burden III was there in the second round, they couldn't pass up on his talent, and it's already paid off for Chicago. While it took Burden some time to get on going on the offense and made on an abundance of talent on the offense, he showcased himself as a dangerous downfield weapon in just 1 year with Ben Johnson. Burden totaled 47 catches on 60 targets. Wow. For 652 yards and 2 touchdowns. Burden is the reason why the Bears were able to trade DJ Moore, land a second-round pick, and free up $16.5 million in salaries. Case. Then you got Colston Loveland. Obviously, everybody already knows about Colston Loveland. Yeah. Everybody already knows about him. While there were some initial hesitations about Chicago's decision to draft Colston Loveland at 10th overall last year, the rookie tight end put those thoughts to bed with a mini breakout year where he showed his potential to be one of the league's most impactful tight ends. Loveland led the team in receptions and 58 in 58 in receiving yards of 58 receptions and 713 receiving yards. Yeah, Colston Loveland was a monster, man. He was not like a Brock Bowers, but he's not that far off. And he really didn't even get going until midway through the 2025 season. More than that, Loveland showed up in big moments down the stretch where he proved to be Caleb Williams' most dependable weapon. So yeah, Colston Loveland, he finished his rookie year with 58 receptions and 713 receiving yards. And then you got left tackle Braxton Jones. For the second straight offseason, the Bears will have a competition at left tackle, featuring some familiar faces after resigning both Braxton Jones and Theo Benedict. They'll compete alongside newcomer Jedrick Wills Jr. for that job. Right now, Jones gets the nod, given his experience as a 3-year starter. And the fact that he should be healthy this season, his biggest competition just might be Wills, who took off last season to get his body right. And Chicago might also turn to the NFL draft to add a young player. So this projection could certainly change. And then you got like left guard Joe Thuney, and then you got he was team. So Thuney earned first team All-Pro and Pro Bowl nods along one of the NFL's best offensive lines, while also winning the inaugural Protector of the Year award for the best offensive lineman. Thuney now reunites with his former North Carolina State teammate Garrett Bradbury along the interior. Then you got center Garrett Bradbury. We just talked about him. So following Drew Dalman's surprising retirement, the Bears were left with a massive hole at one of the most important positions on offense. While many expected Chicago to try to make a splash for Tyler Linderbaum, I remember that, the Bears went the cheaper and safer route to add an affordable veteran center for Ben Johnson's offense. Bradbury spent 6 years with the Minnesota Vikings, started all 17 games with the New England Patriots last season, where he didn't allow a sack or commit a penalty. This doesn't necessarily mean the Bears won't add another center in the NFL draft. Then you got right guard Jonah Jackson. They acquired him last offseason in a trade with the Rams. And then Jackson allowed just 3 sacks and committed just 5 penalties in 1,133 snaps. Ryan Post said he wants to keep Jackson at right guard alongside Darnell Wright to keep consistency on the right side. My bad. And then you got Darnell White. Speaking of Darnell White, he brings a lot of consistency to the right tackle position. He's established himself as one of the most promising right tackles in the NFL. He allowed just 3 sacks in 1,074 sacks, but he allowed a whooping 11 penalties, which he needs to clean up. But he proved to be a vital success and one of the league's best offensive lines en route to second-team All-Pro honors. Wright is eligible for a contract extension this season. He's certainly played himself into a new deal. And that's all, folks. So, yeah. I mean, you got Ben Johnson, you got Caleb Williams. That's all you need. I told you all before, like, I'm not saying that Ben Johnson is a Hall of Fame coach, but I think he could be one if he could stay consistent what he's doing. So I told you all before. Anytime you got a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame quarterback, you always got a shot. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford. It's a 1-2 punch duo, man. So you always got a shot, man, when you got a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame quarterback. And I probably am reaching by saying that Ben Johnson is going to be a Hall of Fame coach and Caleb Williams is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, but I don't think I am reaching, to be honest with you. I don't think I am. Because we already know Caleb Williams is going to be a Hall of Famer. We already know that. And as long as Ben Johnson is there, Ben Johnson is going to feed off Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is going to feed off Ben Johnson. It's a marriage over there. They're a beautiful duo right now. They're working perfect with each other. So as long as Caleb Williams just keep improving, man. And that's what happens. Like, he was improving when he was a rookie. I think I was like the only person in the world who was saying it, because people were still knocking him. People were criticizing him. People were demonizing him. They were talking about, what is he doing? He's not reading this. He's not reading it. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, keep it up. 100 subs and 500. Appreciate that, big dog. Thank you for your serious support so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And so, like, Caleb Williams, I told y'all when Caleb Williams was at USC how great of a quarterback he was going to be. But I think some of y'all probably it's not your fault. The media was the main ones who was really doing everything they can to just find the smallest things wrong with Caleb Williams. I remember, and I'm gonna find this scout. There was a scout who came out before Caleb Williams got drafted, because y'all know what we do on here. We hold people accountable on this channel. And we find people and we find people who knocks my quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams, and criticizes them. And then we expose them on this channel. That's what we do. We expose on this channel. And so I'm going to find the scout. After I close, I'm going to do my homework, and I'm going to find the scout who did this. There was a scout who came out before Caleb Williams got drafted, and he went all out on Caleb Williams, saying how bad of a quarterback Caleb Williams was and how he can't read defenses, how his style isn't going to be able to transition into the NFL. He just went out of his way of just knocking my boy. And I did call him out on this channel. I did. But the video was so old. I don't even know where that video is at. And I'll probably find the video, but I could just do a whole nother video and call this man out, because why not repeat it? Why not? So I'm going to look into that, because we don't do no Caleb Williams slander here, and we don't do no Justin Herbert slander here. Those are the two quarterbacks that we are not going to be disrespect. Oh, and Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's retired, so we don't got to worry about that. Those are my three favorite quarterbacks of all time. We ain't going to slander them. Okay? No Tom Brady slander, no Justin Herbert slander, no Caleb Williams slander here on this channel at all. So definitely going to find that scout who went out of his way to try to knock my boy. I'm going to go and find it right now. So if you all want more, you know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. There's no days off on this channel. So you already know. Next time you see me is tomorrow. All day. Deuces. No days off.